guys, welcome to a special episode of My Car Story with Lou. We've got great garages for you, and on that series we've got, well, we're here in Mineral Wells, as you can see. And we're in Texas, and we're going to be going to right there. We're here at the Blue Oval Car Barn. And when we come in here, we're getting a little private tour from Finley Ledbetter. And he's going to do a great job showing us his car. So let's come on in. Finley, good to see you.
How you doing?
I am doing great. It is great to be in Texas with you as we get the chance to show your cars. So how long have you been a Ford guy? Your whole life?
Sophomore year in high school, I got a 65 coupe, 289 two-barrel coupe. Dark green with a black vinyl top. It was a great car.
And that started it.
That started it.
May I start right in the beginning? Let's start right in the corner and tell us what this blue, it looks almost like a what is it? A
Pastel blue.
Pastel blue, thank you.
Yeah.
Mustang. And as we come around, it's got something interesting right off the bat. The 429 Cobra Jet Coupe.
Yep. We call this a compromise car because the husband and the wife could only afford to buy one car.
Okay.
And I actually interviewed them and talked to them at one point. So the husband wanted a 429 Cobra Jet.
Yeah.
Wanted kind of a sleeper look, wanted to take it to the track. And the wife wanted white interior, automatic, pastel blue. So they made a compromise. And it had, they hauled the kids in it to school, and the husband took it to the track on the weekends and to the local drive-in at nights, and it was essentially a super sleeper. And I got to tell you, if you build 10 cars and you build them identically, one or two of them will way outperform the others. This one here is one that really runs.
May I open it?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
This one really runs. This one really performs.
It's got the pedals for the young lady, along with the all of the electronics, which is something I'm sure she required. And yet you can see, let's take a look under the hood. Man, that vinyl roof looks like this is brand new.
It took a lot of work to get that vinyl roof back to look like this. This car's not been repainted. It has been buffed and color corrected. There's been a bunch of touch up on it, but it's still a survivor, which means 20% of it's been repainted, 80% of it's original paint.
Wow. There you go. I didn't even know until I had seen one of your cars at the Muscle Car and Corvette National. I never knew that a 429 comes in a 71, and you're going to see as we feature Finley's cars that he has a whole stack of them. Is there a number of 429s, like it was 71 or something?
No. There was a lot of 429s. There was very few 429 Super Cobra Jets.
Oh, okay.
For instance, this one's got the automatic advance. This is not the original advance.
Okay.
It doesn't get the rev limiter because it's an automatic car.
Okay.
And it's a CJ. It's not a Super CJ. Now, most of my cars are Supers. I keep this one simply because it runs and drives so good, and the color is special. And I plan to keep this car till the end. So this one's one I won't be selling.
This is a great one. Let's we'll kind of go up and down the aisles,
Sure.
I guess. So right behind it, this is a great car.
That's actually that car has some legacy to it. That's called the McMaster car. This was found up north years ago. This is original paint, original pewter, original car. Original interior. It was found.
The pewter is the silver.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's called argent actually on the car. I say pewter, I say silver, I say argent, but it's actually called argent. So this is a 429 Super Cobra Jet drag pack car that was found by the McMaster brothers. And if you go Google McMaster's 429 Super Cobra Jet, the whole story's online. This car has an interesting past. They found the car and then they cleaned it up and they didn't restore it. They kept it original. Underneath it looks like a new car. And it's got a little dent right here.
Show me.
That's the McMaster dent, okay?
Okay.
And in the paperwork that came with this car, there is a body shop bid in 1972 to fix that for $14, and they did not fix it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Green interior.
Yep.
Let's take a look under the hood, shall
And
we?
this is another really good driving car, performs well, all original car. Now, the McMasters took it apart and put it back together, and they took a little liberty, but it's pretty close to correct. This is a vacuum advance you're supposed to see on that other car. I've got some of them, but I just haven't put one on it yet.
Looks like a smog pump too, or something.
Well, this has still got all the smog on it. All these 429 CJs and Super CJs came. The CJs came without smog. The Super CJs all came with smog control because the Holley carburetor required it. That's the ram air.
Yeah, I could see the ram
vacuum
air
plenums, yeah.
vacuums.
So this car has a Holley on it, and the CJ would have a Rochester. The Rochester, they were able to get the environmental numbers they needed, not to have to put the smog pump on it. The Super Cobra Jet with the Holley, to get the more horsepower and more fuel, they had to have a smog pump on them.
Got it. Let's go to our, we'll open, I'm going to switch gears with you there. I'll let you close that. I just want to show them the interior, and then we'll go to the next one. There's another one. Nice. Got a great sound to it too, and of course you've got
It's a 20,000 mile original car. It's got the rear window defrost, original paint, all the original orange peel.
Oh yeah.
And I got to tell you, Ron, I'm not selling your car, buddy. I've already promised this car to somebody. He came all the way down here from Chicago to buy it one time, and my wife ran him off, so I cannot sell this car without calling Ron back. Don't worry about it. I'm taking care of it for you.
Okay, very good. He'll be happy to hear that. And then, of course, we have a great, I'm kind of a blue car fan, a 302 Boss Mustang. Correct me if I'm wrong, Grabber Blue.
This is Grabber Blue 70 Boss 302.
Yeah.
This was found and restored and has done some really big damage at the MCA events across the country. Back in the 90s, this was a very popular car, and it was actually one that scored very well and was best of show at a couple of shows back in the 90s.
When you say damage, that's a good thing, which means it won all the awards. All right. Not damage to this car at all.
It's got the correct graphics, which are unusual to find. They're kind of reflective.
Mm-hmm.
It's painted well. It's a well-equipped car. A lot of people like the shaker cars. This is not a shaker car, but it is a very good performing car. We drive our cars here, and this one is one that runs and drives very well.
And this one has the right amount of pedals, as you can see in there. There we go. I'll try to get that for you. Maybe that helps there. Beautiful. Yeah, we could show them this under the hood if you don't mind.
Sure. And I think people need to understand that we've got a bunch of cars here. We've got about 100 cars, and we change the cars out on the showroom floor every few months, every 6 months or so. Mm-hmm. So there's no telling what might be here in a few months when the people come.
And is it open? I know it's open on the weekend. Is it open other days
Really,
as well?
any time by appointment. I'm usually here in the afternoons. We have cows, so we ranch in the morning. But I'm normally here in the afternoons, and we're usually working next door in the shop. If you'll call or text, just go to the Blue Oval Car Barns website and let me know you're coming. I'll normally set an appointment for you.
Well, you can see all of the correct markings on the firewall, like so. Your Boss 302. Look at the detail. You can see why this one's such an award winner.
I got to tell you that every few years, people learn more about these cars. Mm-hmm. But when this one was built, back in the 90s, it was very well detailed. Today, there's probably some things we would do a little differently, but I'm not going to change it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, quality
stuff.
mark, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll close that. We are going to feature some of the cars individually. I'm only here for a few days, so we're just going to give you shots of some of the cars on this trip. Maybe in the future there'll be another trip, but for today, we'll give you this. Tell me about this one. Another blue
Yeah.
Mach 1 with.
This one's got quite a story. I tried to buy this car many years ago. It came for sale up in Salt Lake City, I believe.
Yeah.
I got beat out for it.
How did that make you feel?
Well, at the time, you know, you don't think about it. I didn't know it was the first one ever built at the time. And then a friend of mine bought it and went through some trouble, and it got separated from him and an estate. And I had another chance to buy it. And I drove to Tulsa, Oklahoma with my truck and trailer. Didn't buy it, drove back to Texas. A few months later, it was still for sale and it got cheaper, and I drove with my truck and trailer to Tulsa, Oklahoma to buy it, and didn't buy it, and returned back to Texas with an empty trailer. Then it sold at a Mecum auction. So
You've chased this car.
4 or 5 times I had a chance to buy it, and I didn't. And I would lay in bed at night and think, you know, I really wish I had that first car ever built on my showroom floor. So it came available again, and I didn't pass this time. Matter of fact, there's a note there on my office wall I can show you that kind of shows how serious I was about buying it.
Let me ask you this question on this particular car. What makes it, I'm guessing there's things that are unique on this one that no other one has. Is that accurate?
Well, there's some things done a little differently. The restoration on this was handled by several different people. Mm-hmm. And the main person that did the restoration is a well-known restoration shop, but they don't really specialize in 71 cars. So we did bring it in and make quite a few changes to it. But it is really nice work, and Jason did a great job on it. And the overall heavy work is really well done. That scored very well with very few changes.
Right amount of pedals on this one. I like how the seats have the two-tone. Now, is there a designation in the VIN number or something that
No,
shows?
the VIN number simply says this is a Ram Air 429 car.
Okay.
And then the rear axle code will be a code that shows 391 track locks, which means it's a drag pack car. That makes it a Super Cobra Jet, and that gets the Holley carburetor, the solid lifter cam, and all the things that make it probably one of the top performers.
Tell me about this green Ram Air car here.
That taught me my lesson about Jacksonville, Florida.
What? Okay, go ahead. We have motorcycles too, but we're
yeah,
gonna
these
stick
are
on
my
the
bikes
cars.
from my youth. Never buy a car from Jacksonville, Florida that's set outside a long time.
Well, this one, the paint looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's nice. A nice car now, but in Jacksonville, the cars seem to rust from the roof down.
Okay.
And the rest of the world, it's in the salt, it kind of goes the other way. This is a Boss 351 that came out of Jacksonville. That when I bought it, I thought it would be a real easy restoration, and it turned into being a real problem.
Okay.
And it's a white deluxe interior car, so it's a really nice color combination.
Yeah, it really is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, we don't have much room to open that hood.
I can open it up.
Okay.
So what these basically are, the Boss cars are just made for one thing, stoplight to stoplight acceleration. They're really fast cars. They're outstanding. They're well balanced. They stop, they turn, they stop. They do all the things that the Boss 429 will not do, which is stop and turn.
That's great. All right. I love the way it presses up against the hood for the Ram Air.
Yeah.
We don't have to pull the cover back, but what's under there
That's
for grins?
one of my only thoroughbred type cars. This is a Kim Miller car.
Okay.
The people in the Boss world know what that means. This is from a collection years ago. It's a car that's been judged in every class and scored Concourse Gold. So this is one
71 Mustang?
It's a 71 Boss 351.
Got it. And then another 71 Mustang?
This is a 71 Super Cobra Jet 429 drag pack car that I found in Massachusetts with a tree growing through it.
Wow.
And we restored it, and it is sitting here waiting on some prep work. It's been done quite a while ago. This below is called Big Mo. In the Dearborn area, this was a real popular car, a big car show car. The widow of the owner sold it to me years ago, It's a 9,000 mile original M code 4-speed high performance Mach 1.
9,000 miles on
9,000 miles.
Jeez.
Maybe 10 now. I've had it a while. I've driven it a little bit.
Oh, that is great.
It's been color corrected, buffed, restriped. The black has been touched up, but the red's all original.
I like the spoiler on it.
Original interior, never really been jacked with.
Wow, it's kind of hard to see in here, but I'll just kind of pull back. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll close that.
They don't close like that unless they're pretty original.
Yeah, that's a great close. So what, back to the Mustang, so what got you to the point where you started collecting Mustangs?
Well, I'm pretty much a 71 Mustang collector. I've got some other stuff, but when I was a senior in high school,
Yeah.
after basketball season, I got a job and bought a 71 M code convertible, and that kind of started it for me. And it just kind of turns into a virus. It gets worse every year. And,
It turns into a virus.
There is no
There is no cure?
no cure. No. The only cure will be a hole 6 foot in the ground.
Okay.
I found this one in Palmetto, Florida. Original engine in it, 16,000 miles on it. It was pretty rusty, but the original engine was still in it. And it only has 16,000 original miles, and it has a black interior. And those are all check the boxes for me on a Boss 429. I don't want a white interior car. Almost all of them are. I want one original engine, the engine that came on it, and all this was here in the car when I bought it. And all I had to do was take it out and restore it and put it back together.
That's amazing.
It had been street raced, so the smog was gone, some of that kind of stuff. But the engine, the original water pump was on the car. The original engine had never been out of the car. Transmission, it was really good to find because a lot of people piece these cars together.
Yeah.
And this is an all original Boss 429.
This is, for Mustang people, this is,
Yeah.
the King Kong of the Boss Mustang.
Yeah. When I found the car, the things that were missing, the snorkel was missing, so
Yeah.
I had to get a replacement snorkel. Mm-hmm. The finger guard was missing,
Okay.
the distributor was missing, and the smog was missing. Everything else was here.
I'm even noticing, I'm going to try to zone in it with the camera. Okay.
Yeah. We're not really thoroughbred guys. You know, we build concourse driven type cars. We don't really build thoroughbred cars. So we'll use reproduction parts if we have to.
Yeah.
We'll take a few little liberties. We build drivable cars that'll start, run, and drive.
Transmission cooler?
No, that's engine oil cooler.
Excuse me, engine oil cooler.
Yeah, the Boss 9s have them. The 70 Ranchero we drove earlier had one on it. The early drag pack cars had the engine oil cooler, specifically the 430 cars.
Yeah.
Some of the 390 and 411 or 390 cars, 391 cars as well. But
There's your, I get the light there. There's your NASCAR number. All right, we'll close that.
yeah,
That's absolutely.
that's the original seats, original seat covers. We did have to put a carpet and a headliner in it because the mice had got to it.
Okay.
But those, the original dash, the original rear seats, the original front seat covers, we didn't have to change any of that. We just cleaned up the rim below, cleaned up the console.
That's cool. All right, we'll go
This-
ahead. Go ahead, show me.
Yeah, this is incorrect here, and I'm gonna carpet that up at some point.
Okay.
I'm not happy with what I've been able to find for that treatment. There's a few things left to do. As any car guy will tell you,
Yeah.
none of these cars are finished.
No, of course not.
They're never finished. I can nitpick something on every corner of every car, but I try not to do that.
No, the collection is amazing in and of itself, and just the fact that you have this many great cars. When did you first open the blue oval car barn?
I had this in Gainesville, Texas for many years, and I moved it back to Mineral Wells, my hometown, about 10 years ago. I had it longer. I've had it my whole life, 40 years, but basically I started letting people come in and kind of treat it like a display. And as I got older and I didn't have to spend as much time with my kids, with kids sports and school and that kind of stuff, I was able to divert some of my time to my cars. And so I've been putting them on display, and people come in and look at them, and I tell them about the old days, and I take them for rides. I've taken probably 100 rides in this car.
Is that right?
This car here, I've probably taken 100 rides in it. I've actually thrown the keys to people before and said, go on. But they're people I knew, and I knew they could handle the car.
That's going to bring some people in. Let's pop the hood on this one.
This is a 66 Shelby GT350.
Love the color on it, by the way.
I gotta find the right all the hood releases. I keep trying to reach for the 71 hood release and the 66. That's not going to work. Original engine. This is another car that got away from me. I could have bought it years ago and didn't. It went to Europe for about 20 years. Then it came back. I lost track of it. I always liked this color. I've got a white, and this is just always is one I liked. And what happened here is when it came back from Europe, it actually went to a guy in Dallas.
Oh, really?
And I didn't know it. And he sent it to Scottsdale.
Oh, really?
To be sold, and it came up for sale.
You brought it back to Texas?
And when I called, they said, yeah, it belongs to this guy from Carrollton, Texas. And it had been in Carrollton the last few years, and I didn't know it.
That's funny.
So I bought this one because it's one that I had tried to buy years ago and missed on it, and it just kind of struck me the day it came back available. And I just like the color.
Yeah, it's a great car.
Plus, it's got a steel hood, and I like that.
Yeah, that's a great hood. Of course, it's got the right amount of pedals. Our stick shift. Oh, that is great. I love this little haunch right back here with that fast back look. I'm going to try to get that shot right there for you. Okay. Now, of course, we're not going to get to all 100 cars. We're going to just show you what's in the showroom as the time I'm here. And what do we have in front of us here?
That's a 69 Cougar XR7, 428 Cobra Jet, Ram Air, and it's a one-of-one special paint with brown interior.
Competition orange?
Competition orange, yeah. Special paint.
Oh my gosh.
The next question you should ask is, how do you know it was competition orange, since special paint doesn't necessarily indicate what color it is? It's because it was competition orange everywhere when I got it, even underneath the carpet everywhere. There's no doubt this is what color it was, and I've got pictures of it.
Wow. Does it have hideaways or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so but do the hideaways come down?
Oh, I see how they start it and put a little vacuum on it, they will.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It's been sitting there for months.
Yeah. Let's pop the hood on that, shall we?
Sure.
While you're popping the hood, I'm just going to open the door for a second. Nice saddle interior on this
Yep.
hood. With the
That's one of the things that makes this car.
yeah, especially with the orange, it really has a nice look to it. What a great car. And by the way, that's correct. They used to do that with the seat belts. You could just put them right there. Notice the toggles. And you've got that right there with the clock. Real nice interior on the Cougar.
The really tough thing about these cars is we're 71 Mustang guys, and when we have to do a Shelby or get involved with the Cougar, we really don't know what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So I had to send this to a Cougar guy to straighten up after we got done with it, because we had made a lot of errors, and some of them were hard to cover up, but the majority of it's covered up, and it's now a solid car.
And air. I like all the tags across the back. Wow. Is this your only Cougar?
I have a 71 429 GT, and I just sold to the original owner's son my 68 GTE 427 side order Cougar. It just went to North Carolina to the original owner's son.
Nice. That's sentimental, right?
There's no way you can say no when that guy shows up.
He's got the story that beat your story?
No, when he's got a picture of him and his daughter, him and his sister sitting next to it with his dad when he's 6 or 7 years old. And it's pretty hard to say no.
Yeah, it's too touching, yeah. Right, I
I'm
get
not gonna
that.
be that guy.
Now, what do we have here? 66
GT.
GT.
Yeah.
Fog lamps on this one.
Yeah, this car came out of a collection in Alabama.
Do they call those fog lamps, or because I mean these are obviously the turning signals here?
Yeah, I call them fog lamps.
Yeah.
Some people call them sport lamps. They call
Okay.
them different things. This is an A-Code high performance GT pony interior. It's a 13,000 mile original car. Pretty hard to find these cars. Low mileage. It's been completely apart and cleaned up. It was in a museum for a long time, and it's a California car.
Yeah, let's show them under the hood.
The fact that it's a California car means it's got a smog pump on it,
Let me see that.
which is pretty unusual.
Wow, that is a big smog pump
Yeah.
right here. And
Yeah.
this is part of that.
Yeah, John Saar from Chicago Mustang helped me clean this car up.
Air conditioning as well.
Yeah. He's pretty much my go-to guy for these early model cars.
That's pretty cool. All right, as we close that, we'll come to the fact that it's a Survivor.
Now here's what you got to do. Let me
show
tell you
me.
something here.
Yeah.
I want you to stick your head in and smell,
Okay.
because the smell test is really something you can't cheat on originality.
Oh yeah. It smells like vinyl.
It smells like taupe and sweat and mold and mildew and everything terrible to life, but that's exactly what these cars smelled like in the old day. And you start putting new components in them, that smell goes away.
And it's got I think they call it the pony package with that interior like that.
Yeah. This car's pretty much got everything except power brakes, and I'm hesitant to change it because it wasn't originally a power brake car, and it's so original, but it has drum brakes, or it doesn't have power brakes, not drum brakes, it doesn't
Yeah.
have power brakes. It's got hydraulic brakes, and they're not power assist, which is a little unusual.
I always thought that was a great window right there, just to
Yep.
have this piece like so. And I'll show that quarter.
Yep, great car.
Yeah. That's tremendous. And this was how it all started, me and you. About 2 years ago, we were at this Muscle Car and Corvette National event, and I walked up to this one. You weren't there, but I said, am I reading that right? 429 Ram Air and a convertible? And the person said, yep. I said, who is this man? And it was you.
A guy with a real virus.
And I said, can I meet the guy? And he said, sure. And here we are in Texas years later. And by the way, thank you for sharing your cars with us. But let's pop the original
Yeah.
under the hood. This was the one that started it all.
This is a real story. This is one of, a lot of people say the rarest muscle car. I've got people and magazine articles and all kinds of written over the years about this car that say this is the rarest muscle car ever built. And then the Mopar guys and the Chevy guys, they always talk about non-production cars. But as far as just a production car, they only built 4 of them. So I don't know how much rarer it can get.
Only 429 Cobra Jets.
4-speed Ram Air cars in a convertible. They only built 4.
It's so good that even the fire department shows up for this one. That's how hot this car is.
There's all kinds of stories. This particular car was sold to a military guy. It went from there to a collector in California. I have pictures of it from the 70s. From the collector, it went to Louisiana, to a high-performance convertible collector. From there, it went to Michigan. In between, it belonged to Bob Perkins for a while, Jackie Jones for a while, other nefarious characters in the Southeast. And it ended up in a collection in Tulsa, Oklahoma with Kurt Fryer, and I ended up buying it out of an auction. A friend of mine bought it, sent it to me to do some restoration work on it. In the middle of all that, he just changed his mind, and I was able to acquire it from him. I'd like to say thank you, Scott.
Yeah, there you go. I'd like to thank Scott because that's how we got together.
Yeah.
This car right here.
An interesting thing about this car, when you look at the interior, is when I got the car, it had a custom interior in it. It was all leather.
Mm-hmm.
So the original back seats are in the car. So I had to dye everything but this cover in the rear seats to match the rear seats. So these were stark white, and we dyed them to match the rear seat and dyed the rear quarter trim and everything to match the rear seat. It's got 72 rear quarter trim in it because I've never found the perfect set of 71 yet. When I do, I'll change them out. Like I said, these cars are never finished, but this is a really good car. They only made 4 of them. I have 2 of them. I don't know where the other 2 are. If someone knows where they are, give me a call.
That is great. Is this Grabber Green?
Grabber Lime Green.
Grabber Lime Green, thank you.
That car evaded me for many years. I looked 20 or 30 years to find one of these in the condition I could afford to buy and that had the options that I wanted to build. Found it in Toledo, Ohio about 3-4 years ago.
Let's pop the hood on this one. Thank you.
This one hadn't been all detailed or prepped yet, so none of the markings are on it.
Yeah, but it still looks great.
Yeah. We've got 10 or 12 cars in line to be prepped. Prep means we've got to get the front end aligned, we've got to drive them more, we've got to get all the leaks fixed, we've got to get all the markings and quality marks and engine detail on them. The heavy work is already done.
We've got our 4-speed. Hopefully you can see the right amount of pedals in there.
So this is a rim blow car, okay?
Which means that the steering,
the horn's there.
Horn's right there instead of this.
Yep.
Right.
And it's a deluxe interior, Boss 351 in Grabber Lime Green, which is one of the premium colors. The 2 premium colors today is Grabber Lime Green and Grabber Green. When I first got in this business, everybody wanted red. I got so many red cars that now everybody wants something else.
Well, this one's striking. The Black Beauty.
Yeah, that's an original paint car, 16,000 original miles from Missouri. I bought that from the original owner who bought it new when she was 29 years old. She was a rural mail carrier. There was a quite in-depth article on this both in Hot Rod magazine and also on video.
Let's pop the hood on this one,
Sure.
shall we?
So this was found in a storage, and actually several people looked at this car at the same time I did, and they didn't see the same thing I saw. I think this car's got the best interior and the best trunk detail of any 71 Mustang.
Really?
And it had covered 16,000 miles in its life, and the girl ordered it and didn't tell anybody. And then when it showed up, everybody was surprised, and she took it home and kept it covered up in quilts in her garage.
So this is a straight up survivor.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you just hear about these stories? How does this all happen?
43 years of sitting here
Okay.
chasing 71 Mustangs.
Got it. All right. So it's.
I get a call every day, 2 or 3 actually, probably, for 71 Mustang. If you track every call down, 1 out of 10 is something you'd want to look at. You know?
Okay. So it's just one vision, one focus, Although we do have some other ponies
Yeah, well,
that have arrived.
If you're going to have a museum, if I was to put 30 271 Mustangs in here, people would revolt.
They would revolt.
So I got to have a Shelby, I got to have a Cougar, normally I have a Torino, I got to have a couple of Boss 429s or 302s.
That doesn't hurt, Finley. I mean,
it's a museum. You know,
Right,
it's a muscle
right.
car museum, so I want to have some various different
toys.
models.
So one Black Mach 1 versus another Black Mach 1.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I have 9 black Super Cobra Jet 71 Mach 1s. For a while,
I didn't even know they made that many.
I was on the black kick, and I bought every black one I could find, and I bought 9 of them.
And this one has the white interior.
That's the reason I have this one.
Look at that.
This one came out of Akron, Ohio.
With the black inserts like that.
Yeah, that's the Mach 1 interior. Real unusual.
That's tough. Right amount of pedals. Wow. Wow. I'm going to just step where you are for just a minute.
Sure.
Well, keep it open if you would.
Yep.
I just want to show that striping right there. That is quite the stripe setup on that seat. All right, we'll close that. Let's pop the hood on this one. Another 429 Ram Air.
This is another drag pack Super Cobra Jet car, 4-speed Ram Air J code. It was found in Akron, Ohio. We did a complete restoration on it, and it's one I'm kind of proud of because this one was in really bad shape. This one was essentially one we brought back from the death. It should have went to the crusher.
Wow.
Quite a few of these, most people would not have attempted.
Kids, don't attempt this at home.
The metal work alone on this car was probably 500 hours.
Wow.
I know it was over 400.
Wow. Can we close that? I just want to get that
Sure.
that whole vision of it. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to do that and that.
And if you look at them over the years, we've kind of changed the luster on the hood treatment. This one's about right. Over the years, they've changed. You can look at the bottom paint, and you can look at the way the trunks are painted, and you can look at that, and you can kind of see a change.
Finley, that's one of those things I think only you would know. Because
Believe it or not, there's a half a dozen diehard 71 people in the United States that have a lot of these cars.
that is awesome.
And we trade a lot of details, a lot of parts. And there are certainly people from the MCA world that know a lot about these cars. Like I said, we don't build thoroughbred cars. A thoroughbred is every piece on the car's original Ford. We build concourse driven type cars. Mechanically, we wanted to work. Now the hood treatment on that one, the luster's about right.
Okay.
I found this one in an auto scrap yard in Simpsonville, South Carolina. I got a phone call. A lady had 3 or 4 cars in the back of her house,
Yeah.
and they called the auto junkyard and said, come haul these off.
Okay.
And it was her husband's cars who had passed away, and the lady from the wrecker service went out and said, I want $50 a piece to haul them off. And the lady had to give her $150 to haul off 3 71 Mustangs, and one of them was a Boss 351 with the original engine still in it.
Wow.
So that lady did really well that day.
Yeah.
The scrapyard lady. She was smart enough to get on the internet and figure out what it was and hold on to it instead of taking it to the crusher.
All right, amount of pedals. Quite amazing. Quite amazing.
This one's not detailed yet. It doesn't have the door sticker on it.
Yeah, that's okay. We're going to close that door. The last one in the showroom. Remember, there's about 100 different cars. We're not going to be able to show them all. We're just showing you what's in the showroom. And again, you can find out about the showroom by going to the description of this video. In the short story, it's www.1971mustangs.com. Now, what's the color on this one?
This is grabber yellow. This was one of the most popular colors in '71.
Really?
of the 1,800 cars, a good number of them were grabber blue and grabber yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I found this one in Denver disassembled in a workshop, and we gathered all the parts up and brought it back home and tore it down and did a complete restoration, put it back together. I've got 3 grabber yellow Boss 351s, and
Well, you can really see the ram air system on a grabber yellow hood.
yeah, kind of stands out.
Yeah, for sure. That's probably a great way to wrap that one up. Interesting too how they all have the hood pins in this very
The
prominent
high-performance
piece.
Ram Air cars all got the hood hold-down twist locks,
Okay.
and the non-Ram Air cars did not get twist locks.
Interesting. Let me just show that overall front of that car along with the body. There we go. Finley, stay right there. First of all, wonderful. Thank you for being such a great caretaker of these cars. It's a wonderful time in Texas. The first time I'm in Texas videoing cars. And what a better way to be in Texas than to hang with you. Thanks so much for being on My Car Story.
Thanks for coming, Lou, and you guys stop by. We'll give you a ride. We'll sell you a t-shirt, might even give you a t-shirt. We'll see you soon at the Blue Oval Car Barn. Mineral Wells, Texas, right down the street from the Baker Hotel, under the Crazy Water sign. We'll be here. Give me a call.
Guys, I've got a little bonus footage for you. I told you we'd be sharing some cars. This is another 429 Ram Air, but this one, well, you'll see it in the light, is a Survivor. I'm gonna do that with it. This is gonna have a great story for you, so stick around for that. And then we've got a Mopar that showed up. Not just any Mopar, a Dart GTS 340. We'll feature this little bad boy. You'll see. And a little hometown favorite, remember Mr. Norm's? With that one, the GT Sport. Another one back here for you. Ram Air Boss 351. What do we have here, Finley? What is this?
That's a 1971 NHRA Pro Stock car. Polaris campaigned a couple of Fords back in the day. This is their 71 Pro Stock car. It's been completely restored and still runs, and we actually run it around every now and then. This is a real running machine. It's got a 429 Boss engine in it with a tunnel ram and 2 4s. It's got some 70s finish out, and it's a fun car.
Oh, I imagine you could see the roll cage in here. This thing is tricked out.
Jason, come over, let's pull the hood off.
The Polaris drag team. For obvious reasons, we won't be taking this one around the streets. Jason, thank you for helping us here.
No problem.
Oh my goodness. What? Wow. We're clearly not driving this.
Well, it's loud, but it's fun.
What do we have on top of this here?
Pair of 650s that have been reworked,
Okay.
a little more CFM than that actually. A stroked Boss 429 that Holman Moody built, and a clutch flight automatic transmission, 510 gear set. This is a screaming little Pro Stock car back in the day. It was not ultra competitive,
Yeah.
but it was a fun car, and the people that campaigned it did pretty well with their coupe. And about the time they brought this up, they lost some focus, and I don't think that they, I do have some actual trophies and best appearing car and some low ET stuff from some races, but to my knowledge, they never won an NHRA Pro Stock event with it. I just like the car.
Right. Oh, well, who doesn't? What times did this run?
A sub 10 second,
That's good.
mid nines.
Yeah, that's healthy. That's healthy. This one, we're going to feature. What's under the hood of this one?
This is a 70 Ranchero with a 429 Super Cobra jet. This is a C6 drag pack car.
Tell you what, we're not going to open the hood. Stay on the channel. Let's let them wait for this one. We'll show you this one on the video, just like the other one. But we have a little interesting thing that happens in this one. You won't want to miss that. Let's just say that we've made some new friends here in Texas, thanks to this car. What do we have over here?
This is a 67 Shelby GT500 that we found with 3 other cars in a pole barn in Alabama. It's one that I had a hard time deciding if I was going to leave it original or restore it.
Mm-hmm.
It was barely good enough to possibly to have left original, but the more I looked at it, it just wasn't feasible. It had too many animals living in it for too long.
So you're making it yours.
So we took it apart and we built a driver out of it. So this is going to be my personal driver. I know it's not correct, but it's my car.
Right.
It's the way I wanted it. So that's the way it's going to be.
I call that a good for you car.
Yep.
Have
It's
it
got
the
a
way you want it.
427 side oiler in it. I've got the original 428 PI. It'll be displayed beside it. But if I would have been a 19, 20-year-old kid and had the money, I wanted to build the car I would have wanted. And that was my motivation here. Build the car the way I would have wanted it if I'd have had the money when I was a kid.
I've said this a ton of times. I think the cars keep us young. They really do. I mean, and that's great that you're doing it your way, so to speak.
Yep. John Vermeesh, a Ford performance guy from the past, found me a brand new block, brand new set of heads, all the engine components I needed to build a date correct 427 for it. And we do have the original PI. It's done and in the dyno room right now, and it'll be on display with it. And when I sell the car someday, the original engine will go with it.
Nice. Should we show them this other room?
Sure.
Okay.
This is projects.
The project room. Look at this. I'll just give you a vision of that. Wow.
Mostly 71 Mustangs, a few 69s and 70s. This one came out of Windsor, Canada. This was a container find. I found this in a shipping container. I've buffed and polished it, and I haven't started on it mechanically yet. We had to repaint the argent on it, but the black paint's all original.
Yeah, the black paint came out.
This fender
like
had to
oil.
have some paint work on it, and that back right quarter had to have a little work done on it. The rest of the car is just touched up.
And I like how you've got a 69 Boss up there.
That's actually a Survivor, a Calypso Coral car that came out of the 4-car barn find. This is a parts car up here.
Okay.
I'm not sure what this is.
72
Oh,
white
it's a 72
Sprint.
Sprint.
Oh, the red, white, and blue one.
Yeah, this is a 72 Q-Code 4-speed Sprint. So it's a high-performance Sprint, which is really difficult to find.
And it's got the little USA on the back, if I recall right. People are saying, what are you talking about, the USA, Lou?
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Yeah, let me pull the cover up.
Okay.
You don't see many high-performance Sprints, so I really was looking for a Q-Code 4-barrel 4-speed one, and I finally found one.
This is only the second one I've ever seen.
Yeah, this one's in nice shape, too.
But I don't even know if the last one that I seen had the features that this one does.
I doubt that it was a
Right.
high-performance
I don't
car.
think
They're
so.
really hard to find.
Yeah. That's amazing. All right, we'll close that.
We're getting this one prepped up to go on the showroom floor.
This one.
The next time we change the cars out, this is one of the ones. I found this one in Texas a couple of weeks ago. This is a 429 J-Code Super Cobra Jet. I found it in a backyard. It really wasn't in a barn. This is a 7,000 mile Boss 351 that was an NHRA stock racer, so it's got no miles on it. I'll be putting it back to original. That's a 71 Boss 351 that I'm about to put the original engine back in it. I had to go through it. That's another Boss 351 that's waiting on restoration. That came out of South Carolina. That's a Boss 302 that came out of St. Louis that's waiting on restoration.
This one here.
Yep.
What's above it? This one over here. There's a 71. It says black J code up there.
Yep.
I like how you. It's like this, Finley. This is like the Bat Cave. You have everything marked. So
Well, we move the cars around, and quite often we lose cars. We got 100 cars, so someone will come and say, "Hey, I want to see the Sprint," and I can't find it. We'll look all day long and not find it. So I try to categorize them so that I can find them. This is a friend of mine's car. This is a red J-Code Mach 1. This is a barn find, actually in a barn. I found 2 of them, 69 Boss 302.
Wow.
Survivor, never been painted, original engine, original car.
Oh, that's cool. Wow. Oh, that's super cool.
So this is what you hope to find when you open the door.
Yeah.
On a barn in Texas. There was 2 of these sitting side by side, and that's what you hope that it looks like right there.
That's great.
I've not touched this car since I got it. I'm going to clean it up, buff it, do some color correction. Look at this. 1976.
Wow.
Look at this.
Show me.
Oh, used to have a 1976
Sticker on it,
Must
yeah.
have fell off.
That's all
Oh,
right.
the other one had it. The other
All
one had
right.
it. But there were 2 identical cars. They were built 5 days apart. The guy had them both.
Wow. That's cool. And then our last one up top is a 71 silver.
That's a J-Code 429 4-speed car that I found in Arlington that I'm building just a driver for somebody. Someday I want a good driver. It's a 20,000 mile original car, no rust. And let me close this door.
Sure.
Every now and then I find a car like that that has no rust. It's all their original car. It was abandoned in the backyard in Arlington in the 70s or 80s, 20,000 miles on it. So I'll clean it up and slowly, as we have time, work on it and build somebody a really nice street car.
It's a lifelong love affair with this car, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let, is there anything else to see?
We could look at the Grabber green car we're fixing to start on. It'll be next into the shop for assembly.
Okay.
It's a Grabber green Boss 351,
Okay.
which is kind of a premium color. So we are assembling a pewter Boss 351 now, and we're just about finished with it. When we get it finished, we'll start on this one. This is kind of a premium color. It's hard to find.
Yeah. That is tough. In process. That's beautiful.
This will be next.
What's the one right behind it?
It's a pewter Cobra Jet 429 car that I bought it and buffed it, color corrected it.
Yeah.
It had a black Mach 1 hood and it had a stripe on it, but it's a non-striped car. It's not a Ram Air car. So I corrected it. I took all the black off the hood. I took the twist locks off the hood. I took the hockey stripes off the side, and I made a more correct Mach 1. So this is a really good driving 429 CJ. This is exactly what's on the second floor over there that I said came out of Arlington. Same car. The difference is that is a striped car and this is not a striped car.
That is great. Do we want to take them to the 2 on the front?
We can go if you want.
All right. Let's take 2 more in the front. By the way, these are all the parts that you can see. We won't go through all of those.
Now, parts is a big deal. You can't start the cars. You can't start a restoration until you've identified all the parts that you need and you found them. And that's really the hardest part, is finding the parts and identifying what you need and having the parts to where you don't get held up in the middle of restoration. Like this pewter car we're assembling right here, we had all the pieces ready for it before we started.
And I know that just a little bit of your background, you used to be a drag racer and successful drag racer.
You know, I spent a lot of time at the track back in the 80s and 90s.
Nice.
That's kind of where I spent some of my misspent youth at the drag strip, there's no doubt about it. This is our club room where we put the cars that we finished most recently. This is a zero option 429 sports roof, not a Mach 1. There again, no options, no power steering, no radio, no gauges, no tack. Just a 411 drag pack car with the biggest engine you could get. That's a 72 HO sports roof, which is one of the rarer cars ever built. The HOs were built all early in the 72 year, and they're all high performance cars, just like the Boss 351, just a little different piston, little different open chamber heads, but they perform very well. They're a nice high performance car. I've got quite a few of them.
This one looks showroom new. I bet both of these look showroom new.
Well, that's a NCA Concourse Gold car.
This car?
Yes.
Okay. The wide oval 60s. The cool red interior, by the way.
Those are original tires and wheels, NOS date coded correct for this car. The wheels and tires are worth a fortune on this car if you go to try to replace them.
That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So stick around, friends of the channel, and you'll see which ones of these we will go and feature. Finley, wow. That's all I have to say.
You know, thanks a lot. We changed the cars out. Give us a call. Watch loose stuff, and let's have a good time, and let's remember these old cars. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.